everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the chronological rewatch of the MCU. Today we are covering Thor, which, what a perfect time it is considering that Loki is coming out in a few days. So we get to get the introduction of Loki, the introduction of Thor, of Jane Foster, everything in between. Asgard, Odin, yeah. So for a quick summary, basically what happens is we are introduced to the god of thunder known as Thor. He is very brash and egocentric and very cocky. We also meet his brother Loki, and they are out just basically being Nordic gods, fighting, stuff like that, and going to different realms. In one point, Thor takes it a little too far after Loki eggs him on, and Thor is cast out of Asgard. As that happens, Odin, their father, goes into what's called the Odin sleep, which leaves him vulnerable. During the time Loki tries to overthrow Odin, he also finds out that he is abducted, not even adopted, he's abducted from childbirth, where he was actually a frost giant, but he's also the god of mischief now. But Thor is cast down to earth without his hammer and without being worthy. He meets Jane Foster, and in that he has to learn how to be human, be humble, and be worthy. So while this happens, Loki is kind of taking over Asgard and kind of taunting Thor and everything, and sends in something called the Destroyer Armor to kill Thor. This is where Thor finally becomes worthy because he stands up to protect his friends and almost dies. He gets his hammer back and he defeats the Destroyer, where he then goes back up to Asgard to fight Loki, where Loki is presumed dead for the first time. Happens a lot. And then decides that he's going to... he destroys the Bifrost, or the bridge, where he cannot go back to Earth. But he still is in love with Natalie Portman and Jane Foster, which I don't blame him. But yeah, so that's the summary of the movie. This is the Dutch angle Thor movie. I think I did like a review of this a while back, and we actually shot it at a Dutch angle just to be annoying, because the movie is just full of Dutch angles. It's actually directed by Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter, the actor, obviously, not the character. But he does a lot of Dutch angles, and there's a lot of, I don't want to say strange humor, but out there humor about it, and not like to the point of Thor Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, but like just very wooden humor, I guess is the best way to say it. This was probably the weak point of Phase 1, maybe Incredible Hulk, but I remember this movie not doing so well compared to the others, and I honestly think after this rewatch, this is probably my least favorite Phase 1 movie. Thor kind of looks funny because they dyed his eyebrows in this. He kind of isn't a relatable-ish character. I don't feel like he is, at least till Age of Ultron. I do feel that like he gets better character development later down on the line. I don't think back in 2010 people were saying Thor were their favorite character. Now you can understand why, because they fixed him as a character, but they didn't make him relatable, and it felt like it really kind of hurt the movie. But it is kind of cool to see the connections. You see the Infinity Gauntlet, which is retconned as a fake. You kind of get to see what everything is setting up, like how it's connected with the Tesseract, everything else that's kind of going on, setting up Avengers and everything like that. Loki fake dying, and basically influencing from quote-unquote beyond the grave in the post-credit scene, playing off to Avengers and playing off to the even bigger threats. One thing that I do like in this is Loki and Thor's relationship, and just Tom Hiddleston's acting in general is just amazing. But yeah, so I am going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's the weakest, but it's still pretty good for Phase 1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan.